from Jackson Public Schools Assistant Superintendent of Communications and Community Relations, Chris Giannetti. Hi, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Nice to see you.
It's been a while.
Well, it's been 2 days.
I know.
Saw you were at the chili cook-off.
Yes. I saw you wander around taking pictures. I did notice that the only picture of me is actually drinking a beer, so thanks.
It was a great event.
It was so much fun. The event itself was great, and then Jason Cross was fantastic. And then you just walked right down the street, and there was that Your Generation band is a lot of fun. I think they're really good at getting the crowd going and everything. We danced and everything. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Well, you've been good at putting on events yourself. You put on a pretty big event for homecoming last week.
Yeah, the school did, for sure. Yeah, we just love homecoming. It's probably one of the most exciting times, just in general. And this year the parade was back, and so we did the parade, and that's our alumni band. So we have alumni come join the band, and then they walk in the parade with us, and then they perform at halftime. And then of course we had an alumni football game. An alumni basketball game, and then the game itself. There was just so much. Oh, we had food trucks. There was just so much going on. It was just nonstop events.
Did you ever go back to homecoming or reunions at your high school in New Jersey?
Yes, I'm going to say this, but I did go back to my 30th high school reunion a couple of years ago.
Oh, really?
And you know how it is. Like when you've been gone a long time, it's nice to see some faces, but it's kind of feels like we're all the same still, and it was just, so it was okay. It was sort of fun. But that's all I've ever gone back for is my 30th.
And I never really understood what homecoming was. I always thought it meant that all the football teams back home after being on the road a week or two, but no, it's homecoming for the alumni.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a big alumni event, that's for sure. And there was also a pep rally during the day that we went to for the kids. So it just encompasses the whole day. And I think it's kind of, it's just one of those things where, the fun is all day and it makes a memory for everybody. Mm-hmm. And these are all the homecoming courts.
The Dillons were just on the show last week.
Yes.
Christy and her son.
For the Pink Viking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them. And then we had, there was an alumni basketball game, which I think was, Jeremy Patterson was one of the coaches, because I think they all made it through the game without injury. Yeah, here they are.
They look like quite the ragtag group.
Yeah. Not a lot of old ones there, a lot of the young kids come back, but there's a few. See if they still have game. But yeah, they were really excited about it too. It was really a fun thing to do.
Well, the facilities are so welcoming for anything that you want to put on in relationship to the sports complex. You've got so much room. You've got the beautiful new indoor practice. And
we're so close to that being open. I mean, the Al Glick Recreation Center, Athletic Center, will be open, I hope, by the end of this month. That's kind of what our plan is. We're really working hard on getting all the signage up now and everything, and that athletic center is by far the best in the state of Michigan, if not farther. I mean, it's going to be really neat.
Well, combined with the Withington Stadium and the pool and the softball, baseball, I mean, it really is. It's like a lot of people compare it to a small college.
Right, yeah. And the facilities alone, when we did this bond, we had we really worked so hard on our security and our technology and our teaching and all of those things for inside of the school. And then it was kind of a bonus that, we got this large donation to add on to our sports complex as well. And now, I mean, we've been really blessed to have all of those things, and our staff and students just love it.
Great. Well, we'll talk more sports in a few minutes, but first, Jackson County Early College, JCEC, fairly new, a few years. In our community. What is it?
So JCEC is early college here in Jackson, and so kids who are entering high school can take up to 60 credits and get an associate's degree either in their 13th year or 14th year after graduation, or some do it before they even graduate at the end of high school.
Amazing.
It is amazing, and it's such a money saver, right? So you can graduate from high school with an associate's degree or remain one more year, or if you have to, two, and you're able to walk away with a fully paid associate's degree from Jackson College. And it has been a phenomenal program, and as it has grown and people have seen, we now have a quarter of our upperclassmen who are all part of this, which is huge. I mean, there's a lot of students that are taking advantage of their college credits early on and saving a ton of money too, so, and time.
Yeah, you could probably do the math. I can't, but the total number of dollars saved by all these students enrolled in early college, not just this year, but past years, it's got to be millions.
It is, and just the kind of push it gives kids to be able to experience early college in their high school years makes a huge difference too. And so they can really start taking college classes in high school, and they're real college classes. I mean, they treat them like college students, and they learn the very different ways that you go to college than it is in high school. And I think it's a great experience for everyone.
The biggest difference I realized when I went from high school to college, you could smoke in the classrooms in college. That's how long ago I went to college.
That was not for me. No, I'm too young. What I realized is how much you should not drink the night before if you plan on going to classes sometimes. So.
Well, that was the other thing. When I went to college, the drinking age was 18, so it was, yeah.
Yeah, I went to college in Massachusetts. It was 21, but we could go over to Vermont and drink at 18. So that's what we did, or 19. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, we all had fake IDs everywhere. You know, it was crazy.
All right, so this is a strange day in the state of Michigan. It's Student Count Day, which personally I think is so stupid. Why we just don't have school districts say, hey, here's the number of students we have enrolled, end of story. But no, there's this, really it's archaic in how it's done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of a strange thing. I mean, we need everybody to show up today, and there are activities going on all day long, because that's how we get funded, right? So if anybody wants to know why we're promoting Count Day, that's how we get funded, and that's each per pupil cost is given to us by the students that show up. And so, and it's even more difficult for our SCMV because we've had to have two-way communication with them for 2 weeks. So it's even harder for that. And so, and I mean, I think, you know, it probably comes back to that same thing where 90% of the school districts were doing the right thing and 10% were not, right? And so they were claiming kids that weren't in class or didn't show up, and so now they make it this really difficult way. And now I think because of schools of choice and everybody's counting everybody, you know, I mean, we know who's in school, and we care that they're not in school, right? You know, I think there was a time where that may not have been, you know, the case. So it's how we get funded. And so
remember a few years ago, I think it wasn't around here, but some school district offered a new car, a raffle, that every student that showed up would be in the running to win the car, but they had to show up for Count Day. That's extreme, but there are incentives. You are making some reasons for kids to come to school today.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not giving it away, but no, we make it a fun day for the younger grades especially, and you know, there's pizza and, you know, things to get kids to come to school that day. And I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's where the money is, and so that's kind of what we need to do. But you know, and it also helps us too, because we want to know where everybody is too, and if you're not coming to school, then we need to find you too, you know, so that's one of the things as well.
Yeah, 90% of the district's funding comes from what you report today, and the other 10%, there's a Count Day, I think, in February.
Yeah.
New media center at I think we got a couple new things.
Yeah. So if everybody remembers that now libraries are no longer called libraries, now they're media centers because they're all different and everything.
I don't even recognize it.
Yeah, it's funny how much it changed. And so we did a complete renovation. So this is part of our phase that we're working on in the high school right now. And so you can see in the corner there where it says Viking Cafe, that's actually going to be Orange Cafe, and that will be a coffee shop. So we'll have a coffee shop in there, and then there's just, you know, all of that new technology space for our students to gather in this area in a way that makes sense. You know, we used to have just all those hard tables, and there'll be new furniture, as you can see, is in here, and it'll be set up much more like a college.
Well, it looks so much bigger too without all that.
Heavy furniture, yeah, it is. And it's funny too, because we kept all of the inset bookshelves because they really were part of the original structure of the building, and they serve a good purpose for us. And so we kept some of the charm of what it looked like before, but it's definitely time for a change, and definitely upgraded what our students can do in that space.
So the Viking Cafe, it's temporarily named Viking Cafe, but it's going to be the Orange Cafe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, you could probably find, years ago at Westwood Mall, there was a place called the Orange Bowl before your time. And I bet there's some signage in the basement at Westwood Mall you could probably use.
I don't think I want to go to the basement of the Westwood Mall, but I'll ask them. You never know. Yeah.
I don't think they have a basement, but they have a upstairs.
Oh, have you been in it?
Yeah.
Probably
Long time ago.
Probably a lot of cool stuff up there, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they used to remember the years they would have such elaborate holiday displays at the mall, and there were car shows and boat shows. And yeah. So they used to have all that stuff. All right. So coffee at the library, at the media center. That's a great addition.
Yeah, more than that, right? You know what I mean? There's all the new technology pieces, and just the way the space is configured makes it easy for classes to go in there and really use the space too.
Brandon and I were there last year. We gave a speech on careers in media.
You did?
Yeah.
Did anybody join up after you two talked them out of it?
Nobody came.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody came afterwards. We thought, they'll want to come and intern
Good
here.
questions, though, during the speech. The kids asked some really good questions.
They had great questions.
We did a career day a couple of years ago too, and you guys were out there for that as well. And I mean, I think the kids are really, it's a really good thing for kids. And we've taped those, our believe the hype segments in the esports room, which is in that media center too.
Right.
That sits right off of there too, and that's another neat place to check out, another new sport.
Yeah, and you can see one of the Believe the Hype segments. We have Joel Shaner being featured a little bit later on today on the show. So stay tuned.
Yeah, he's so great.
He is. Now, he'll be busy on Friday night leading the marching band, and that's the next big football night, and it's extra special.
Yeah, it really is. It's Pink Viking. So since 2014, we've been partnering with Henry Ford, and then we haven't had it since 2018 because of COVID. So, but it's a really poignant night. I mean, I think all the players wear a jersey that represents someone that's been affected by cancer in their life, or if they don't have someone that they'll wear someone else's family or someone else they've been close to. But it's just, I think it takes a step, it takes everyone out of that the world is just about football or sports, and it really brings our kids into understanding how to give back to the community, and it's just really meaningful. I mean, cancer has hit everyone, right? And chances are everyone knows someone who's had cancer, right? And so I think for our students in our school, it's a wonderful addition to homecoming, right? It's something else to look forward, and they'll do a pink out, right? So we get all these pink t-shirts and everybody wears pink, and I think it just takes everybody just to take a minute and realize what you have, and for our young students to realize that life is precious and to take every moment and cherish it. And so and we love the partnership with the so the money that they raise goes towards the immediate fund. So for people who need immediate needs, who are in the cancer center at Allegiance. So or Henry Ford now, sorry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, it is great. It really is. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, and it's very emotional too, because some of the kids are wearing their grandma's name on their back, and grandma's there. Yeah.
It's really emotional for the survivors who are there. They really, I mean, I think that's one of the big things. We know when you see how many survivors there are from cancer too, it kind of gives you hope in a lot of ways too. So.
Yeah, we've talked about that, the relay. When you see all these people in the survivors lab, it's like, oh my gosh, and it's people you know. Yeah. And maybe people you didn't even know were dealing with that.
Yeah, it's survivable, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, so is Jackson going to win? Because they need to win all the rest of the games.
Yes, we really had hoped to win homecoming, but we did not. But at least we had points on the board.
You had enough points to win.
We had a lot of points. I think what we were like the Lions, and didn't they do just as bad as they do? No, I mean, our kids played hard, and we are definitely hoping for a win. And we definitely have the momentum at our school. The football program has a great culture to it, so it's just a matter of putting it all together and getting that win. So
really a good a good start to the
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
You know, 3-3 is
Yeah,
right.
We have a great
right?
new coach, and
Yeah,
you know,
Michigan State, they're is it 3-3, Brandon? I'm sorry. It's
I'm
like-
sorry. No, I don't even know. Is that a team? Are they playing? I didn't even know they had a football team
Can't
this year.
remember the last time they won.
No.
Oh.
You guys should probably just not wear those colors. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know.
So pink sweatshirts on Friday night. It's
Yeah,
gonna
or
be
there are shirts that you can buy through the high school
At
if
the
you
thing.
want. Yeah, at the thing you can buy pink shirts that night too. So
great. Anything
thank
else?
you. No, I think that's it. I mean, we covered a lot going on.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Coach Giannetti is the Assistant Superintendent of Communications and Community Relations at Jackson Public Schools.